Network Entertainment.
Who's ready for story time?
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
Let me talk to you.
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff Cobb.
I have to finish the story.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Run!
Bang! The sniper is shooting you down. This is TMDK's Robbie Eagles.
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
Hello, my name is Ilya Dragunov, the Czar, the NXT champion, and you're listening to...
And you're listening to...
And you're listening...
And you are listening...
And you're listening
to the Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are now listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. I'm Roman, that's Emile Nate, and we have the returning Rowen ASH. What up, everyone? Stan is not here. He has PBA duty. Tapos Chino is also not here because he is still on vacation in the US and mahirap magalay ng time zone. So, Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first ever live stream of 2024. It's weird to not start it with the OGs, pero, that's why we hired you guys. So, what up, everyone? Emile, Rowen, how was your New Year?
Ayos lang. We ate a lot of good food, just picking it out. And nagpakabusog kami.
Yeah, the year is off to a slow start actually, work-wise, pero everything's good. Very positive coming into 2024, and let's get ready for some wrestling talk for this week.
Yeah, it's another kind of dead week. We went back to the office, but everyone is still on vacation mode. I knew I got a lot of stuff wrong this week at work because I still wanted to be on vacation, and I'm sure you guys listening and watching this right now, ganun din kayo. So thank you for joining us in this dead week. Our recalibration week, if you will. I hope that you guys didn't get in too much trouble for still being in vacation mode. Saying hey to Adore. Just kidding. Adore, what's up, man? Sige, let's get to the wrestling talk. We have a lot of stuff here, but before we dive into this, see somebody here. Who was it? Earl, our customer and listener, has said he wanted to be a part of a watch party this year, hopefully the Royal Rumble. Well, Earl, we have some great news for you. Babyface producer Jasper, let's put it up. We are now a go for the Royal Rumble 2024 viewing party, and we will be coming back to Skinny Mike's Sports Bar, Taguig. We are in your city. And it's going to be live Sunday morning, January 28th, 2024, 9 a.m. Kung may pre-show, it's going to start at 8 a.m. So we'll be coming back to your favorite sports bar, which will hopefully hold a lot of us because the Royal Rumble is one of the biggest shows, the biggest PLEs of the year. And we are all excited to count down all the entrants and see whoever we have as a surprise. Malay mo, may darating. Could be anyone, really, at this point. So we'll iron out the details, the final details, as to how much it is going to be, and then how you can buy a ticket. So stay tuned on our social media channels because go na to. I just got confirmation from the manager of Skinny Mike's, and they're happy to have us back. So we will see you on January 28th. That is a Sunday, and we'll all have fun at the Royal Rumble. All right. Tapos, next, syempre, we have our Patreon program. Yesterday, we did a live viewing party for Wrestle Kingdom 18. Thank you very much to Emile for saving the day with his capture card and Chromecast. Thank you to Ninong Derv for lending us graciously his NJPW World account na naglolo ko sa web. And because they were patrons, our patrons got to watch it live and in great resolution and connection, diba? So, Emile, let's tell the people what is in store for them if they sign up and support us on Patreon, and what they can achieve, what they can earn.
All right, so it's a new year, and you get a lot of things, a lot of benefits by supporting our cause and by joining in on our Patreon. It's right there, right below. The link is at patreon.com/wrestling podcast. So again, yesterday we did had a watch party. It was a great one. It was a great watch party, Wrestle Kingdom. And if you join our Patreon, of course, you'll get the chance to join in on our future watch parties, so pay-per-views, PLEs, and also you get to join in our Discord server again, and you can chit chat, interact with us, your fellow podcast, talk to us about anything, wrestling, but anything else, anything that you want, you can talk to us about it. And also, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you'll get some friendly rates on the service piece pasabays that we're doing. We just did our last one last week, diba?
Yep.
The December one. So for if you want to join in on future pasabays, so to get your authentic wrestling merch, can join us and subscribe to our Patreon. And also, you can enjoy the review content of the weekly wrestling shows courtesy of Rowen and Raw, SmackDown, NXT, the weekend AEW shows. So all that and more. So again, by subscribing to our Patreon, you're pretty much supporting everything that we do here on the pod. So again, it's at patreon.com/wrestling podcast. Hoping for more Patreon supporters this year for this 2024, di ba?
Si Father Bruce nagbalik loob sa aming iglesia. So thank you so much, Father Bruce. I know you just did that to watch Wrestle Kingdom. It's totally fine, guys. We just ask for your support. We don't have to ask it for a long time. If you can only give kunyari for a couple of months or 1 month at a time, that's totally fine. We just really would like it if you could support us. If you enjoy all the content that we bring to you, and we'll be bringing you a lot of more daily content every week because we're trying something new, starting with this episode of starting with this live stream and its podcast versions, as well as the bonus post live stream episodes. So stay tuned for those. Yung mga nagpapasabay, so we found out that if you are getting some of the hot new merch from CM Punk and Jey Uso, the Yeet, the two new Punk shirts that have come out over the past month, they will be taking a while. Kasi WWE is printing a lot of them. Malamang mataas yung demand for them because they are really popular. So this is the first time actually na medyo no, before we had the LA Knight fiasco, but now we do have to ask for your patience because they're asking us for our patience. So hopefully we can get you all your orders from last week by mid-February at the latest. So we'll probably put a hold muna on the next batch. We don't know when it's going to be yet because we're trying to clear out this current shipments. So, yun. And then I just wanted to promote this. I am so happy about this, yo. I am so happy about this. I'm promoting this without compensation yet because I believe in this. WWE on Blast TV again, putting this at the top of the hour so everyone can see. We're doing a better job of promoting it than them. Blast TV has WWE, that's Raw, NXT on SmackDown. They show it live and then they put it up on demand really quickly after they show it live. So this is where I've been getting all my main shows, my fix for the main shows. I think some of you as well have been watching it here. Guys, sobrang sulit niya. If you are on Converge, it is fucking free. Super free. I'm sorry, brand, because I just cussed there, but that's how much I believe in your product, and that's how much we need to promote this, because if nobody watches this shit on Blast TV, they will take it away. I swear to God, they will take it away. That's what happened to TAP. That's what happened to the Jack TV and all of that other, all the other networks before. So please, kung may Converge kayo, tunghayan niyo itong WWE sa Blast TV. Guys, it's so good. It's so, it's almost almost kind of pirating it, if you will. It's literally the same thing as going to watch wrestling, because this is free for me and free for some of you as well. Sorry, Adore, PLDT is not gonna have it. PLDT has Lionsgate Play and NBA TV. So for basketball, do kayo sa PLDT. But for fucking wrestling and MMA and the NFL, fucking Blast
Yeah.
TV, yo. Fucking Blast TV. Legit to, legit. Hindi siya pirated.
Saan ka
God
pa?
damn it. Yeah.
Saka kung hindi kayo Converge, it is also available, but for only
Oh,
129
yeah.
pesos.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. How much again, Emile?
129.
129 fucking
Yeah.
pesos, yo. That is cheaper than an MWF ticket. Sure, let's say that. It's so cheap, guys. That's cheap, way cheaper than the network. And then you don't get the TV shows right away on the network, except for NXT. So if you've been asking where to watch WWE programming here in the Philippines, if your friends have been asking, dito na sa papuntahin. Blast TV, it's free for Converge and 129 pesos for everyone else. Guys, go fucking watch it. Go fucking watch it. Yeah. That's how much I believe in it. That's why I'm so excited about this. Yun. All right. Before we get into the actual wrestling talk, we do have to address a serious issue. It has come to our attention over the past few days that one of our listeners, Miguel Balmaceda, had lost his battle with cancer, and he had passed away recently. So he was a listener of the show. He interacted with us on Twitter, and we were really, really sorry that we have heard about this unfortunate news. Cancer sucks, guys. And it also kind of sucks that we have to be doing this again for the second year in a row after we lost Joseph last year. So to Miguel's family and friends, he leaves behind a lovely wife and a child. We offer our sincerest condolences from a show that he really enjoyed listening to. So thank you, Miguel, for everything. And I hope that you rest in peace.
Kami ni Emile here, like we always look forward to like meet people lalo na sa watch party, and we heard na he was like looking forward to like meet all of us, and it's such a bummer na it looks like it's not gonna happen anymore.
Yeah, cancer is really terrible. Cancer is fuck cancer. So yeah, condolences again to his family, and thank you for the support over the years, support for the show, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah. To all of you guys, please stay healthy and safe. We don't want to have to do this for any of you. Whether you're here in the chat right now or listening to us silently on Spotify or wherever you listen to shows. So, again, please, our condolences to the family and the friends of Miguel Balmaceda. Thank you for your support. All right. There is no good way to segue from that. So let's get started with our wrestling talk. And let's begin with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which had its big show yesterday. Before we get into this, big overall thoughts on the show. Emile, let's start with you.
First of all, I like that they started earlier than in previous Wrestle Kingdoms. Kasi this one started at like 3:30, diba? 3:30 ng hapon here locally. So mga 7:30 na tapos. So it was relatively early, right in the middle of the day. So we'll give them props for that. And also, I thought the 1 day Wrestle Kingdom really works. Like it's so much better than when they did the 2-day. Although I do understand why they did those 2-day Wrestle Kingdoms, but this one, the card for this one is perfect. Halos walang tapon yung mga matches. Even the first few matches were a bunch of tag matches. So okay yun. Like it's sobrang solid. But of course the show was carried by the last probably four matches of the card, and I think they all delivered in their own way. So overall, it's a Wrestle Kingdom. There's always high expectations when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom, and New Japan always deliver. And I think this is probably the best one since probably 2020 for me.
Right. Rowan, you were watching with us yesterday. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, like I always look forward sa Wrestle Kingdom because that's the only wrestling pay-per-view I can watch kapag bakasyon na, like it's Christmas vacation. So, or like kaka New Year lang. And yeah, I think mas na-enjoy ko yung Wrestle Kingdom this year, bukod sa solo show lang siya, hindi siya yung night 1, night 2. It's much condensed. Tsaka I think it's better than last year kasi, well, in my personal opinion, kasi may sakit ako last year kaya hindi ko ma-enjoy yung Wrestle Kingdom. But it did deliver.
Yeah. Again, I didn't like how they did Wrestle Kingdom when it was 2 nights, because they would use night 1 to set up stories and matches for night 2, but that's kind of cheating, because if you were going to do that, you might as well have put on the one night show. So WWE does WrestleMania without doing that. It's a clean split between all the matches that they have to put on. Night 2 isn't dependent on night 1. So I like that, and because NJPW wasn't doing that with their 2-night shows, I didn't like it as much. So one night was a welcome return. They wrestled it properly, meaning to say all the undercard matches went pretty short. That was the last 3 or 4 matches were the big heavyweight matches that needed that deserved to go long. So I'll have Brian versus Okada as my pick of the week on Monday. So we won't talk about that. But what we will talk about is the other American who showed up at ringside. Jasper? Yo. The Nemeths, yes. Nikki and Ryan have showed up in New Japan, and syempre, it's just for Nikki. Nikki has gotten in the face of David Finlay after the Global Heavyweight Championship match, as I predicted when I saw him walk into the show earlier that night. And now it's going to be the Gaijin versus Gaijin match, whenever that's going to be. I don't know when, di pa yata nila sinasabi kung kailan. But what do you guys feel about this? I thought it was a nice surprise. Everyone thought Dolph was either going to TNA or AEW, so nobody expected him to fly over to Japan. What do you guys think?
It's definitely a welcome surprise. I mean, you always want to have a surprise when it comes to these shows. And this was, if last year it was Mercedes Moné, this year it's Nick Nemeth. And and yeah, it's okay now he's being put on this program immediately for the new title, because again, you need to establish it. Like I always forget sometimes that the first intercontinental champion, the old intercontinental belt that they had, the first champion was MVP. So it's a way for them to legitimize the title, to have someone with the credibility and the name cachet of one Nick Nemeth to at least to either win or be involved in the first feud for that title. So this is definitely a welcome surprise.
Yeah, to Emile's point, that's what they did with the IWGP Women's title. Then, like, they crowned Kyrie and Mercedes as the women's champion, like the first 2 champions. So I think they would do the same here with the global title. Tsaka, I do like Ziggler with the white strap and gold belt, because that's how I always see Ziggler sa WWE. Although I like to see him with a world title. But yeah, this is not on my bingo card, and there's only one person I know na nagsabi nito, and it was like from another Discord server na Dolph Ziggler will show up at NJPW. Like, it's just a wild guess, pero who would have thought that it will actually happen?
Yeah, syempre, you throw a bunch of spaghetti on the wall, one of them is bound to stick, right? So I'm excited for this because Nick Nemeth does have legit amateur wrestling experience. As we all know, New Japan is where people usually get to show off yung amateur skills, and it's a whole different style. It's not quite the same style that he's used to, but I want to see how he adapts to it, and I think the possibilities are endless. So we'll find out soon when the match is going to be, but I'm already excited for this. Right. The other American that showed up, which we just heard of before we went on the air. Jasper, let's show it. This guy. Matt Riddle is NJPW bound as well. He showed up in a vignette after Tanahashi's match, I believe, in New Year's Dash, and challenged Tanahashi to a match. We don't know where as well. Medyo mahirap yun kasi Japan is pretty strict on drug use, especially marijuana. If we remember Matt Seidel's fiasco from a decade or so ago, and it would be the safest bet for Matt Riddle to wrestle Tanahashi in the US. So, eto, are you guys excited for this one? I'm not as high as I was on Matt Riddle anymore, which is kind of sad because I was really high on him. No pun intended, by the way. What do you guys think?
I do think na bagay siya sa New Japan. Like yung fighting style niya, it suits him there. So I think it's just right na he joined New Japan.
Okay, yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, go ahead, Emile.
In terms of him being the top guy, maybe that has the ship has sailed on that one. Pero if he's gonna be a mid carder there, maybe it can work. I mean, but again, we're not really sure with Matt Riddle because again, like you said, Japan is very strict uh with how they deal with substance. So if he can if he can keep himself in check and maybe not cause any trouble, maybe an NJPW run could work. But definitely at this point, the match is gonna happen in the US. Yeah. Possibly
That was Deep. We're all wrong. He gets to fly to Japan and gets cleared.
Yeah.
I mean, all you gotta do is not bring weed to Japan. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, but I think this match happens at the Battle of the Valley because they need some star power on that show, and Matt Riddle is someone who's familiar with the American audience, and yung panghatak niya, like Tanahashi, the top NJPW guy versus a Gaijin guy, so that's your main event for it.
I mean, to be fair, yung panghatak ko na is fucking Dolph Ziggler, and then either Will Ospreay or John Moxley. That's all I need for Gaijins, for the American fans. Matt Riddle, unfortunately, is like not one of the people will be lining up to watch if he was he was announced for a US show. So Neil's right. RVD showed up in Noah. So all you got to do again is not bring drugs to Japan. And that's it. That's the bare minimum. Yeah. So that's it for Matt Riddle. We'll see then. We still don't know a lot of these details when it comes to the Americans in New Japan. So we'll find out soon, and we'll talk about it as it comes closer. Before we go to break, let's talk about the big title change at the main event ng Wrestle Kingdom 18. Let's show it up, Jasper. Yon. Naito gets to finish the story before Cody Rhodes. The story being that he gets to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in front of an actual crowd. So he also finishes the story that Drew McIntyre could not. And I am not as high on Naito. I'm not a Naito guy, but stories like these are always fun and heartwarming because it's legit. I mean, like it's a valid feeling to want to have a big moment in front of a giant crowd, but it sucks when you're having it in front of an empty arena. So, guys, what do you think? Was this something that you predicted? Did this go the way you wanted to?
Okay, I'll make something clear here. I think Naito got his moment in 2020 because that happened before the pandemic. The problem was his title reign was affected by it. So they couldn't have the title reign that I feel like he deserved. And now he'll get to have that chance again to be the champion I think he wants. And again, this was a perfect retake of that story, and I was so happy. I was just so happy as a Naito fan ever since he finally got to finish his roll call at the end of the show.
Oh, that was the Ibushi match, the failed Ibushi. No, the G1 final pala. Yung na-injure si Ibushi. All right, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. So he finally got to finish his roll call. Evil almost ruined it, pero like they did him right this time because again for years I felt like they've been screwing Naito over the past like 8 years, and now I feel like they're gonna give him the ball and finally have a title reign. Because like I said, I think I said this last week when the predictions episode for this one na Naito he's on the spot of his he's on the spot of his career na his main run parang hindi na siya tatagal dun eh. Like he's gonna transition eventually to being a guy like Tanahashi who's he's still there, but he's not the main event guy anymore. So I think this is his last shot to be a main event guy, and he's gonna run with it, I think. So I'm just happy for Naito.
I don't know the story that much, but I did enjoy the match, and I always look forward for a title change. And since maganda naman yung match, I'm satisfied and I enjoyed.
Emile, do you think Sanada is still a main event guy after he lost the championship?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like this, I think Derv also noticed this when after the watch party, and we talked about it. And this is basically the same, like what happened with him. And there was a moment where he cried, right, when he exited the stadium. It was the same moment that was a turning point for Okada when he was on the up. He was on the up and So when he had that rise to his stardom, no. So he had to take that loss before he could eventually regain his status as the ace of New Japan. So this loss doesn't affect Sanada in any way. This is a part of his story. Now he needs to fall first before he could rise up again. So again, this is NJPW playbook. They did this with Okada. So I have full faith in them that they're gonna do the same thing here with Sanada.
All right. Sige. We still have quite a bit of NJPW stuff to talk about. But before we get to that, take a quick break and hear from our fellow podcasts on the Pod Network. All right. We're back. Ito na ang pinakahihintay ng topic. The Oswong! TJ Perkins paid tribute to his Filipino roots by coming out in this Oswong, because nobody knew how to pronounce it properly. And somehow he felt that he needed to tap into a mythological creature from our folklore. And okay, I'll save my thoughts for later. But guys, what did you think of the Oswong?
No, I think this is his like his parang he's gonna establish this as his alter ego, kind of like Finn Balor with the demon.
This is demon.
Yeah, diba? Like it's like he's not gonna be the Oswong every match, but when he wants to and when he needs to, I think this is. If he has a big match, he's gonna pull this out. He's gonna pull this persona out. But again, but one of my things about my comments about it is that how can he make in the ring, right? While he's wrestling, how can he make the Oswong look distinct from TJP? Because from what I saw yesterday, aside from the mist, it was still TJP wrestling. So again, this is his first time doing this, so maybe he's still gonna adjust this along the way. But if this is what he wants, and fine. Like he can have this Filipino alter ego, the Oswong. So that's what I thought about it.
Okay,
I gotta say, maganda naman yung mask. I gotta appreciate how it's made. Pero I never imagined na yung aswang magiging emo yung itsura. And
may bunnies.
What type of aswang is he ba? Like, does he even know, or it's just a generic thing? Saka, one last question. Ano mas nakakatakot? Yung itong aswang na character na to, like his alter ego, or yung hindi pa siya nagpapabakuna?
Hindi yung vaccine. Tangina. The Oswong only hunts for one person or a baby, right? The unvaccinated version of him will affect a whole bunch of people and himself, right? All right. At the risk of him coming into my mentions and sending me another strongly worded email, I know some of you like this, but this is super corny as fuck. It's corny as fuck. I don't know all of a sudden why he felt like he had a tie to an aswang. I don't know why he picked that. It feels like a lot of Pinoy baiting, which is weird to say because he is Pinoy, but he also wants to recruit the Philippine fandom. But it's weird, other than the fact that Pinoy something, diba? Oy, Pinoy yun. Filipino pride meme .jpg, diba? So, I mean, like, Okay, I mean it wasn't hardworking enough for me. That's my official constructive criticism for it. Na bakit aswang all of a sudden? Like, ano ba? Was your family from what? The Visayas, rural Visayas, that they were terrorized by aswang, so you felt like you needed to take on that persona, like, you know, Bruce Wayne using the Batman because he was afraid of bats. Like, what is this? What is this? Other than that, if there is nothing behind this, and this is just plain pandering. Kasi so Robbie, he also used Filipino elements in his presentation, but not as explicit as this. He asked Stan for some Filipino things that he can put on his gear, diba? And then that was subtle and that was okay because you kind of feel the sincerity of that. There wasn't like a big moment. He just wanted to pay tribute to his Filipino family. But this one is, what is this even? What is this?
He needs to
it's
build
weird.
up on it. If he's
like,
gonna establish
diba,
this
like
one
all of a
as-
sudden in the press con, sabi niya bigla, oh, the aswang is coming. Like, where did that come from? It's coming from where? But bigla kang
Yeah.
aswang. Diba? Like, come on, dude.
Maybe he should make some vignettes or whatever.
Yeah,
Go back.
He definitely
exactly.
has to build on it. Yeah, definitely. I will agree. He has to build on it and establish why all of a sudden he is the Aswang or where did he get this, diba?
First of
You
all,
know?
he needs to fucking correct everyone's pronunciation. Diba? I mean, like, nobody's...
Oh, yeah.
Who is the Aswang? Aswang lang kilala namin. Tangin na. Who do we... Yeah, Glendale,
Aswang.
he posted this vignette, but where did it come from? Like, where... You know, I would like an entire... They fucking do this on NXT. They have an entire journey of people finding their roots. Diba? That's a whole ass story arc over on NXT, and we don't get this. We just get it all of a sudden. He suddenly decided to pick the aswang because he was cool, you know, because it was cool, diba?
I'm an Aswang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Diba?
yun na nga, no? Probably he has, if he's gonna stick to this, if he's gonna commit himself to this, he needs to build on it. He needs to tell the story of this so that the people can understand where he's coming from. Diba?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
Finn Balor did when he was drafted to Raw. Like, he explained the Demon King, like
Yeah.
what's the
well,
story
he did
behind.
that in NXT, diba? He did that in NXT because the Balor is the name of a demon, diba?
Ang
That's where
tatandaan
it
ko
comes
kasi yung-
from. Yeah.
Tatandaan ko kasi when he was drafted to Raw, and then he's feuding with Seth. But yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did build up. The Demon King is about this, about that.
Yeah.
Balor is translated as this and that. Ganun. So that's what
Yeah.
TJP should do to the Aswang.
Yeah.
Oswang.
On the off chance that TJ listens to this and, you know, comes after me again, I just want him to know that my constructive criticism is, please tell me the story of this and don't just pick it from out of the blue. You know naman.
But to be fair, no, it clicked. Like, daming,
Yeah,
I
sure.
saw a lot of like Filipino.
Yeah, because
wrestling
it's so
fans
easy to
cheering
do
online.
that. It's so
Yeah.
easy to trigger us.
At least he did that. At least he achieved. If that is what he's trying to achieve, he did it. He was able to do it.
That's such a low bar
Yeah.
to clear. It's fucking low bar to clear. I can go on the NXT right now and shout out the Philippines and everyone will go crazy. That's how shallow we are as a people.
Pagsali niya pa lang sa Cruiserweight Classic and representing the country is Pinoy baiting itself.
Yeah, I mean,
Really.
sure,
Okay.
yun I can forgive it because he was trying to make the Filipino part of his ethnicity happen way before that. Like when he was a luchador in Mexico, when he was in his teens, he was already marketing himself, or you know, as the Pinoy boy. So dati pa niya ginagamit yung ethnicity niya, which is totally fine. That's totally fine. Just explain this one to me properly. Martin, he might listen. I don't know. He could, because he does kind of follow us sometimes. Yan. That's my feelings about the Oswang. All right. One more thing about NJPW. This one is my favorite bit. NJPW has announced the Asia Pacific Federation of Wrestling. That is a coalition of 6 promotions across Asia. 5 countries in Asia. That is Grapple Max from Singapore, Setup Thailand from Thailand, Puzzle from Taiwan, Stardom from Japan, obviously. What else do we have here? DFW from China, and NJPW itself. So that's the entire alliance. This is pretty cool. Hopefully there are more countries added to this or some omissions as well. Sana magkaroon ng Philippine. Manifest away, Rowan. Right.
Tapat niyo yung kamay niyo sa screen.
I don't need to
do that. So this is pretty cool. It means that the talent that you see in Japan can cross over to any of these companies. So we've already seen it with Stardom appear in Singapore recently. And maybe some of these other talents might appear in Japanese shows. Maybe they get training. Whatever it means, this loose alliance of companies is only good kasi tataas yung level ng wrestling in the smaller environments, the smaller scenes of Asia. And shameless plug, I've worked for 1.5 of these companies here. Yeah. So guys, what do you think? What do you think of these?
This is a good thing. This is a good thing for Asian wrestling, especially Southeast Asian wrestling, which I feel like is a rising region when it comes to wrestling. And with NJPW helping out and forming this federation, it can only benefit everyone. And again, I hoping one day, that our own Manila Wrestling Federation can join this alliance. So manifest natin yan.
Yeah, manifest lang natin yan. And I think this is the first time there was like an Asia. Actually, no, this wasn't the first time. Nagkaroon ng AWE sometime last year, and then it didn't last long.
Let's not talk about that shit.
All right, sorry. But yeah, this is big, and I do hope makasali ang Philippines dyan para, mas dumami pa yung pwedeng makalaban ng mga Pinoy wrestlers natin. And for that, mas matututo sila.
Yeah, it's worth saying that some of these companies aren't as experienced. So it shows that NJPW Bushiroad is committed to at least trying to help the grassroots companies improve. So I am looking forward to that. And sana they also look our way. May Malaysia pa as well. May Vietnam pa. So kulang pa yan. So let's hope that it expands. Let's hope that they are looking into expanding. And who knows? You might see your favorite NJPW guys and Stardom Joshis wrestle here. You never know, guys.
Yeah, love some talent exchange.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And that is it for the first half of our live stream episode. Again, we are experimenting, cutting our live streams in half for a better podcast listening experience on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. So we'll see you again tomorrow where we talk about AEW and the top storylines. It's going to be big because this big thing that they did with the Devil and the Undisputed Kingdom is really, really good. And we go into it a little bit more and what it means for the next chapter of storytelling around the top of the card. So until then, we'll see you. But please follow us on social media at Wrestling2XPod on Twitter and TikTok at the Wrestling Podcast or at Wrestling Podcast on Instagram and Threads. The Wrestling Podcast on Facebook and Wrestling Podcast. Please type out the whole thing on YouTube to find us in our clips. Tapos, please follow us on social media as well. For Emile, that's at EML_Meister. For Rowan, at Monday Night Rowan, NITE. At _Stancy for Stan. At Chino Supersize for Chino. And for myself, at RoIsWar on Twitter and at Shang.Daddy on Instagram. Until then, till tomorrow's release, please stay safe, stay healthy, tell your loved ones that you love them. Please do not be a dick. Wrestling Podcast out. Later, weirdos. Peace.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company,